Today I want to talk about the goodness of God. It is true that we cannot really understand life if we look just at the present and the future. But if we look back, if we look at the past, we are able to understand why things happened, why God allowed certain things to happen. Looking back at my life, I see the hand of God right from the time when I was a little girl. I was born at just 7 months, taken out of my mother's womb. I was very small as a little child. They used to be afraid of giving me a bath or of holding me because I was as small as a doll. I was a fragile child, but God allowed me to be born. He allowed me to have a childhood, to have times of being a youth, to get married and to have children. And now I am going to be 45 years old this April. I have seen the hand of God right from the time that I was a little girl. My mother was a very godly woman. I would often see her pray. I would see her holding the Bible. She would encourage us to read the Bible. She would talk about God. And I think that my faith in God is because of my godly mother. My father in those times did not like to hear about God. He would show his temper whenever my mother would take out the Bible and would talk to us about things in the Bible. My mother was the one who would make us go to church every Sunday. She was the one who had instilled in me my morals. She was very strict. At the time, I did not understand her much. When I was a teenager, I was a little bit rebellious. I did not know or understand why my mother had to be so strict and so much cruel. Sometimes I used to feel, but now I understand her better. Anyway, I grew up like that, and there was always an empty place in my heart. I tried to fill it with relationships and with music and with studies and with friendships and other things. Still, it remained empty until the time when I was 18 years old and I started accepting Jesus as my Savior. It is true that I've always been a Christian. I've always been going to church, but I had not really accepted Jesus as my Savior until I was 18, until life became so unbearable and I decided that I'm just going to open the Bible and blindly obey the words of God there. After that, I started hearing God's voice in many ways, and I started to obey Him, and my life turned around. I started enjoying my life the good way. I started to see God and to know Him as the person that He is, a very caring, loving God. I would also fail in my endeavors if I don't mention the time when I had tried to kill myself, when I had taken plenty of pills because I hated my life and I wanted to die. I remember the sky was just so yellow because I was so weak from the pills that I had taken. I wanted to die. I hated myself. These feelings of self-hatred started disappearing after I accepted Jesus as my Savior. But even then, I was still imperfect. I was growing. I was blundering as a youth. I went through life trying my best. And God was faithful in all those times. He was so faithful. He never left me alone, even one single second. Through all the tears and all the happiness and the joys and the rebelliousness and the foolishness and the wisdom, He has always been there. And I'm grateful to Him that He did not leave me.